What's going on, everyone? So the San Antonio Spurs begin their road trip, and it's going to be a tough road trip, but they begin the road trip against the Phoenix Suns. Now, a couple things, right? One, Phoenix is the first team to hand it to you, right? Like really hand it to you. And now you're playing them again in Phoenix. They have actually had a pretty good season, better than many projected. And we'll see if the San Antonio Spurs are going to be able to bounce back. You didn't have De'Aaron Fox in that previous stint. You're not going to have Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper. They're all are out. Not supposed to be. They are out for this Phoenix Suns game, right? So you're on the road. You're short-manned. You're beginning a 4-game road trip, and you're beginning that against the team that already handed it to you, right? So this is you always want. I said this in the homestand, but you always want to get that first one. You always want to, kind of set the tone on whatever kind of stand you're on. If you're on a homestand, a road trip, right, whatever, you want to try to get that first one, really start to build momentum, take some of the pressures off. Because again, you lose, you look at that homestand, you lose to the Warriors. Now there's a little more pressure. It's like, okay, well, we don't want to have a losing record on this homestand. Then you lose to the Warriors again, and it's like now you're 0-2 on the homestand, right? Like now the pressure keeps building. Credit the Spurs. They were able to pull out and get 3 straight wins and right the homestand and actually come out ahead. Beautiful. You love that, especially given the circumstance, right? Like you talk about context, Victor Wembanyama, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle all being out for those back-end games. To go and rally and pull out those wins was huge, right? Now you got a really tough stretch. Really tough stretch. You play 10 out of 16 games on the road. You're starting to play some really tougher teams. There's a lot of conversation all season about but the Spurs have had an easy schedule. And yes, and look, I've defended that, right? Like the Spurs, it's not their job to decide who they play. Their job is to show up and beat the team in front of them. And they have, right? They really have. And that's all that matters, right? Like, and if you aren't you supposed to win and win pretty heavily if you have a favorable schedule, right? Like, isn't that the point? Like, hey, we're playing a bunch of teams that we should beat. Shouldn't you beat them? Isn't that what the good teams do? Well, guess what? San Antonio Spurs did that, right? So, again, I don't really look at it as a knock on them. I also think, look, Spurs are only going to get better. They're only going to get out there. They're only going to get better. They're only going to build more chemistry. This is great for guys to kind of elevate their games. De'Aaron Fox to get comfortable and get back out there, just being the closer, being a guy that can, play big for you. It's causing guys like Harrison Barnes and Devin Vassell and Champagnie and Keldon Johnson, all these guys to really kind of elevate their games, raise their game, which will be good for them. And then when everyone comes back, if you can kind of blend that all together and mesh that all together, now all of a sudden you look up and it's like, hey man, this team could make some real noise and do some real damage, right? But it's going to be a very crucial stretch. It's going to be a very crucial moment because, you play the Phoenix Suns, then you follow up against Portland, who has had some very notable wins this year, has had a very tough schedule, and they've, managed. They've been good this year. Then you play Denver, who's Denver, and they're just running through everybody. And then you play the Minnesota Timberwolves, right? All 4 of those games are realistically very losable games, right? Those are all games that, especially, even with Victor Wembanyama and everybody, those are games that the Spurs could lose if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, if they're not handling the business to the level in which that they're supposed to, right? Now, again, no excuses, next man up. You've won 3 out of your last 5 games on the homestand, right? And 3 straight. Going to Phoenix, you got a little bit of an edge. You got a little bit of a revenge factor, right? They handed it to you last time. It'd be nice to go in there, hand it to them this time, walk away with a win. I do think that that's a very winnable game. I think Portland is a very winnable game. Denver, for being honest, Denver's going to be that's the really tough one. Because if you were in San Antonio, I'd feel a little more comfortable. And if you had everybody healthy, they're probably still not going to have everybody healthy come that game. So that's the game that I kind of look at and go like, okay, I can live with that loss. And then Minnesota, again, I could probably live with that loss. You got to at least, and I've talked about that, at least tread water, right? Like I want at least 2-2 on this road stand. Right. Obviously I want 3-1 or 4-0, right? Like, if we get that, I don't want to make it sound like I'm like, I'd like to win all 4 of them, but realistically, you're going to lose some games, right? You're missing a bunch of guys, and not just like, the 15th guy, right? Like you're missing literally 3 of your top 4 or 5 players on your roster. Any team that's missing that, including their best player who's playing like a top 5 to 7 player in all of basketball, right? Like any team that is missing that, going to be in a tough spot. So, I want to see this team, again, just get a little bit better every game. I feel like you've seen that. I feel like you've seen this team really progress, right? Like when they first, Wemby was out there trying to figure some stuff out. It's a hard-fought game. It looks like, you might lose it, and then you pulled out the win. Then you got a little better, and then you handle business in Atlanta. Now you gear up and get ready to get on this road trip. And I really want this first Phoenix win. I think Phoenix is absolutely winnable, even as is. Again, I know that they handed it to you. I know, Phoenix has been, like I said, they've been good this year, but I don't look at them as they're so good that like Denver. I'm like that's tough. I mean, you might get ran through even with everybody healthy, right? Yeah, that one I can live with, right? The Suns, I look at, I'm like, you can beat Phoenix. Even as is, you can beat Phoenix, right? I think Phoenix is a very winnable game. Now, obviously, look, if you lose that game, it's not Chicken Little, the sky is falling. Like, I don't want to make it sound like, that's it. But again, you want to get that first win. You want to set the tone the rest of the way. You really want to start to build upon the building blocks necessary to now go and have a successful road trip, right? Like, again, you just need to stay afloat. Because my biggest issue is that you're in the Western Conference, right? If you were in the East, it wouldn't feel so bad. I'd feel a little more confident, right? But, the Western Conference is just so tough, so tight. You lose all 4 of these road games. I mean, again, that could be the difference to you being a playoff team or a play-in team. That could be the difference between you being a play-in team or missing the playoffs entirely. Right now, all of a sudden, you go from 11-4 to 11-8. Like now you're just slipping behind and you still aren't going to have Wemby and stuff back most likely by that point. So, you need to, again, just tread water, right? Stay afloat. Can we get out of this 4-game stand and be 13-6, right? And feeling good. And we kind of just, we finished 500, which, you always want to come out ahead. But again, given the context, given the circumstances, I can live with that. To me, that'd be a very successful road trip. Anything beyond that, I think at that point, you're in the green. If you end up, say you do lose to Denver, but you beat Minnesota after beating Phoenix and Portland, that'd be huge. Now you're 3. Now we're really talking. Now we're really cooking. But this is going to be a really tough test. This should be a really tough test regardless, right? So you got a tough test ahead of you. You need to at least give me a C, right? Like it's kind of how I'm looking at it. At least give me a passing grade through this. And then I think we'll be in good shape. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you like this video, hit that like button. Else, not, so enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.